Wait for our cameras and recording to come up. Okay, we are ready to get started. If I could ask everyone to please rise. We have Corpus Christi Christian Fellowship Pastor Don LaVille here. Thank you for being here again. And he's going to lead us off with the invocation.
Thank you very much, Judge. Let us pray. Jesus, you said that men ought to always pray and never lose heart. Thank you so much for the encouragement of prayer. We thank you so much for this court. We thank you for a county judge and all the commissioners. We ask you to bless them, that is, put your hand upon them and cause them to do well, even in troublesome times. Thank you for their lives. Thank you for their dedication to doing things that help the community. We appreciate you. Lord, in your word, you said that there's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Or you're saying nothing good comes from those plans that we plan without you. We want to thank you and say, let it not be so here. We bless you. We bless you for the goodwill and the good intentions that this court has. We trust you. We trust them in you. Job said, I've not departed from the commandment of his lips. Job said that I've treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. So I'm asking you to help us to follow the example of these who through faith did mighty exploits, because your word was their roadmap. Thank you that your spirit guides our conscience here in this court. So we thank you so much for you. And as the psalmist David said, send help from your sanctuary. So I ask you to send help from your presence. We need you. And let every decision that is made here be done with the aid of your spirit. We need your wisdom in every situation. The judge needs it. Every commissioner needs it. So I pray that you would let them be different. Let them be bold in following you for the good of mankind here. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Pledges. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, one state, under God, one. Thank you. You may all be seated. We have only the three commissioners present, and Commissioner Gonzalez is online. So Commissioner Pusley is out today. It is Wednesday, July 9th. It is 9:07 a.m. The location of the meeting is at 901 Leopard, and I am certifying that we have a quorum present. This meeting is called to order. We have item D. Are there any announcements of disclosures of conflicts of interest? There being none, we will move forward. And item E, open up for a public hearing, will begin at 9 a.m. The Nueces County Commissioners Court will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, July 9th at 9 a.m. in the Nueces County Commissioner Courtroom, 3rd floor. Regarding proposal of installation of all-way traffic control stop signs at the following intersections: London Family Road and County Road 49, London Family Road and County Road 51, London Family Road and County Road 53. And as per the Texas Transportation Code 251.152, a notice was published in the Corpus Christi Call-O-Times legal section on June 22nd, 2025. Do we have anyone here who wishes to comment on the public hearing? There being none, Then we will close the public hearing at 9:08 and go back into our regular commissioners court. I would like to pull up item 3A9 from the public hearing for that to go ahead and take care of that business. And let's see, Juan Pimentel is in the back of the room. Number 9, discuss, consider, and take action on installing the all-way traffic control stop signs at the intersections of London Family Road and County Road 49, and London Family Road and County Road 51, and London Family Road and County Road 55, and all related matters. Commissioner Chesney, this is your event, but.
Yes, ma'am, Judge. I'd make a motion to take action on installing all-way traffic control stop signs at the intersections of London Family Road and County Road 49, 51, and 53, and to be funded from the Road and Bridge Fund as articulated in the backup.
I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 4 ayes and 1 absent. Commissioner Gonzalez, show him voting aye.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. You're
The funds for the London area for the road road, is that doable being that it's so far apart?
Far apart. I don't know what that means.
not understanding your question.
Question is, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, the question was mine was the money that are being used for the London stop signs from the road and bridge. Oh, those are coming directly from road and bridge, nowhere else, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right, I just want to make sure there was no other funds there.
No, it's
Okay.
all from the road and bridge, and that's where it's supposed to come from. So.
Okay,
yes.
no problem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Moving on to public comment. Going back and forth, sorry. First up, we have Kathy Weimer. You'll have to pull the microphone down towards you too.
I appreciate that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, Kathy Wimmer, I represent the Nueces County Historical Commission, but I'm here in a different capacity this morning. We lost a dear friend last week, and we remembered her. We had funeral services at First Methodist Church, but those of you that did not know, Ashley Carroll passed away, and she was just tired. And she'll be missed. I don't think there was a mean bone in her body. And I hope we would do something to remember her always. But I go back a long time with just about everybody in Corpus Christi, but she worked at Hamlin Pharmacy. And anyway, I grew up there and I remember her, but she was a grand little lady, and I'm hoping she met God. And she was running across the open field. So let's remember her.
Thank you. Arlene Medrano.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Arlene Medrano. We have handouts. Who should we hand those to? Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Arlene.
Thank you. That's what I'm here about, to introduce myself. Arlene Medrano, and I'm the new Executive Director of the Downtown Management District. So I wanted to come so that you can all put a face to a name and know who I am, and And what we handed out is our service plan for the current fiscal year, as well as our impact report for the previous fiscal year. We'll be working on the impact report for the current fiscal year this fall, and I hope to come before you to do a presentation on that. Nueces County has been a longtime partner of the Downtown Management District since its inception in the 90s. And then, of course, you are a partner in the tax increment reinvestment zone for downtown, and you are also a member of our Downtown Revitalization Alliance. And so in your packet, you have a proof of performance for the current fiscal year, specifically for Nueces County. And if you flip 2 pages, you'll see there a thank you for your support throughout the years. And so I hope to come back again as an agenda item to do a more thorough presentation. And thank you again for all of your support for downtown. I hope that you see the results of your efforts and our efforts in downtown. And as the new executive director, I plan to continue that progress. So
I
thank you
was
so
going
much.
to say that your
Public comment.
Public comment.
public comment. That's
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
That's what's on there. We'll bring you back. We'll talk more later.
Okay, thank you. And
Okay.
thank you for attending our mural dedication, Commissioner Mottes. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Pastor Don Lavelle, you signed up for public comment? No? Okay. Somebody, if there's no other, is there anyone else here who wishes to speak on public comment that did not have the opportunity to sign up? There being none, we will.
Hello, I'm
I'm
sorry.
Oh, Christopher,
Christopher Ricks.
Yes.
Yes, I was going to see if I could make a public comment.
please do so. You know, you have 3 minutes and we cannot comment or ask questions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Sorry, I was had to get your attention online here. I was having a little trouble with Zoom. But yes, I just quickly wanted to introduce myself. My name is Christopher Ricks. I am with the Traeger, Ricks and Little Law Firm in New Braunfels, Texas. And I'm just basically just taking this opportunity to say hello. Our firm sent a letter to the county on June the 17th, and I understand that the commissioners will be taking up our letter and the issues that are laid out in there in executive session today in item 4C. And so just wanted to give you an opportunity to see who I am and say hello, and basically just quickly lay out that the problem is really just related to a development concern. We are hoping that this can be resolved very, very quickly and easily, and we look forward to a long relationship working with Nueces County. It appears that there's been some confusion with the county engineer's office as it relates to kind of a failure to understand that the city of Corpus and the county entered into an agreement allowing the city of Corpus to regulate plating in the ETJ. Also, an unfortunate failure to recognize that Chapter 232 of the Texas Local Government Code has been updated, and that there's a particular section noted in the letter, section 232.0015F, basically has been updated, and we believe that we are exempt from any plating regulations. So just wanted to mention those items and also wish you well as you view our letter and let you know that we're looking forward to resolving it. The urgency and the reason that I'm here appearing via Zoom is my clients have been having some issues. Their customers are being denied addresses and some other permitting requirements and are experiencing some damages. So it's a little bit of a time-sensitive matter that we're hoping to resolve. But thank you very much, and we look forward to working with y'all.
Thank you. Is there anyone else online that I missed or cannot see? It doesn't go all the way across the top, so I don't see you if you're on there. You'll have to speak up, get our attention, but no one is doing so, so we will move on. I'm also going to Before we move on, pull up item 3A1 because we have some traveling folks that, and then the, Mr. Hinojosa is going to be on Zoom and his firm is here represented to receive a presentation on from our financial advisors, Estrada Hinojosa Investment Bankers on a plan of Nueces County to restructure certain county outstanding debt for savings. So knowing if you're on,
Judge, could we table, I was one or two, I think that needed to be tabled. Would it be okay to do that in case anybody's sitting around waiting for
oh,
tables?
that's fine. Yes. Number 2, we're going to, if you'll hold on just a second, item 3A2, I have a motion to table to the next meeting
Till Presley returns.
until Commissioner Presley. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes 4. Yes. Are there any other ones that we want tabled? Anybody?
Is there another one?
There's something from the auditor's office, but I think it's one line.
That's okay, Judge. If I find it, I thought there was another one, but I may be wrong.
Which one?
If I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay,
I gotta
that's
look.
the only one I knew for sure. Of.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry in my
Thank you.
notes. So we'll go back to 3A1 now. Mr. Hinojosa, thank you. I know you are traveling and thank you for being on this morning. I told you I'd try to get you up as quick as possible. So yes.
Well, thank you, Judge, and thank you, members of the court, for allowing me to come via this means. Basically, today's presentation is just what it is, to giving you an overview of the county's debt and what some of the opportunities are out there, and also attempting to address some of your potential needs here in the foreseeable future. If you turn the page after the cover here, we'll get right to the meat of it. The county today has about 11 different loans or credits outstanding, and the county's debt, the total county's debt today is about $143 million paid from year 2025, the current year that we're in, all the way out to 2041. And as you can see in the graph below that page, the bars from left to right indicate, no, the same page. Basically the bars from left to right, 25 through 41. In the next 3 years, we're pretty much at the same payment level, hovering around 16 million and change. And then it drops in 28 through 30 at the same levels, and then 31 through 35, and then it drops a little bit more. All of that debt is paid by you imposing a tax rate that we make reference to on the quadrant on the top right, called the INS tax rate of 394 cents. So your total tax rate today is about 26.55, and of that, 394 is to pay off the annual payments on this various loans. Right below it shows you in a very summary fashion what the values of the county have been. Back in 22, you were about $33 billion. Today in 25, you're about $44 billion. We are expectant that next year's values will be higher than the 44 billion. And the tax levy, which is comprised of the entire tax rate of 26.5 cents, it's about $114 million. So that's what you operate your general fund budget, your INS budget, and your farm to market road fund. So the red line on the graph below shows what if you were to keep the INS tax rate at the same level, that's what the tax levy would do. So whenever we are out there, and I think I've made these presentations in the past, whenever the county says, how can we get additional capacity or additional funds to fund infrastructure or any other needs. We basically try to structure a loan by filling the capacity from the bar, which is the blue and the gray there, up to the red line. That's what gives us capacity. Right above that red line, there's three loans that are enclosed in a quadrant with an orange type of a line. Those are bonds today that are carrying interest rates higher than today's market rates. So we're contemplating that if you were to come to the market with a financing, that maybe those three loans could be refinanced for savings and potentially use those savings for the benefit of the debt portfolio structure so that you can have capacity in years to come. Okay, we can go to the next page now. And that's more like the nitty-gritty numbers, how they support that. I mentioned to you that the payments for the next 3 years are in the neighborhood of about $16 million. Well, in 25, it was $16,386,000. And then they go up to $60,491,000. That's on the sixth column from left to right. And basically, after that, after 27, it drops to about $15,311,000. That drop in payments of $60,496,000 to $15,311,000, it's about $1.1 million. If property values continue to increase at the 2.5% level, you will have capacity conceivably in 28 or 27 for that matter, well, about $15 or $20 million of additional capacity. So notwithstanding all of that, if you go over to the third column from right to left, you'll see that the tax rate, because of the property value growth, is likely to drop from 393 to 374 if everything remains the same. So that's your current condition on debt and how all of that is structured. I'd be happy to entertain any questions, commissioners or judge. If not, I can continue.
Just knowing Brent Chesney, hope you're doing well.
Yes, yes, sir.
At the end of the day, if the court, which I guess we seem to be considering taking on some additional debt for aging infrastructure repair for the county, what capacity do we have now that would, if we were to do it, as of October 1, how much capacity do we have to take on without increasing the tax rate?
Yes. Well, we think, in fact, if you go to the next page, good question. We were given, I guess, a task to see what if you were to do $25 million. And basically, if you look at the fifth column from left to right, you'll see principal column, interest column, and then debt service. Right above that, above column E, you're going to see that if we were to sell bonds to fund $25 million, the current interest rate is shown there is about a 4.63%. And we think that rate may be a little high in today's market. You're probably more like at a 4.5 in today's market, if not even lower than that. But let's say it's 4.63. Your payments on that loan will be about $1.4 million in 26, and then $1.9 million even all the way out to 45. The column right after that, it's in orange, and that's the refinancing that we're thinking that you can do. It adds up to about $26 million. And basically, that loan, because it is shorter, it doesn't go all the way out to 2045. It only goes out to 2036. The rate, it's about 100 basis points lower than the previous loan, right? So because of those rates being what they are, we think we can save you about $1.4 million over the life of those bonds, and $1.1 million in today's dollars. By doing this I guess I would call it hybrid financing, where you bring in all bonds, refinancing for structural purposes, getting savings, which is the main thing we care about, and bringing in the new loan. We can do all of that and keep the tax rate the same. One thing that is really helping you here is that, very much like your general fund, the INS fund has cash balance of about 4.7 million. If you see on column H at the very bottom, you'll see INS fund balance, 4.761 million. That number, that's your savings account that has been accumulated through the years, and those funds can only be used specifically to pay debt. You can't transfer those funds into your road fund or your general fund. It has to be the INS fund. So there, if by virtue of the fact that we have so much money there, we are also contemplating putting about $500,000 in 26 and 27 in this particular scenario to impact the tax rate directly and not have to raise it. And I think that's been an interest of this court to ensure that we work within our means, and this is a structure that will get you there. I hope that answers your question, Commissioner Chesney.
Yeah, it just the fund balance part that you brought up just brings up a follow-up. When you
Yes,
said
sir.
take $500,000 out of that, what does that do for the long term? Meaning, is that kind of a stealing from Peter to pay Paul now, or how does that work exactly? We haven't done it.
Excellent question. Typically, the INS fund balance, because it sits idle, I'm sure it's an investment earning account. So you're earning between 4 and 5% in today's market rates. So you're earning a little bit of interest. So typically, the INS fund balances on credits like yours, like Nueces County, which I believe is in the AA category, you have about 10% of fund balance equal to your annual payment. So if your annual payment is $70 million, just to run it up, $1.7 million is what you have in there. Right now, you enjoy of a fund balance of about 30 to 32% thereabouts, and by accessing the fund balance, you're pretty much within market expectations. So it's not unusual when you build up fund balances like that from time to time to tap into that so that you can achieve your macro or your more important concern, that is to keep the tax rate at the levels you are just accustomed to.
But that won't, after you said, I think 2 years of doing that, that won't then force us to increase the rate.
No, very good question. In fact, if you go over to the same column J, and you look at years 27 and 28, your tax rate, if property values grow at the conservative numbers that we're showing there, it actually will go down from 27 to 28. So you will continue to have capacity. One of the things we're going to be doing in that orange column, the savings of $130,000, we're going to see if we can accelerate those savings and bring them into maybe as soon as 27 and 28, so that we can provide capacity in maybe hopefully next year in case something else were to come in terms of needs, to give you another 15 or $20 million of capacity.
And so what's the reason for keeping that fund balance higher than the 10% of the payment?
Excellent question. I think Commissioner, that we live in a very exposed area, the Gulf, and from time to time, a taxpayer may not be able to pay his tax bill. So that hasn't happened to us, but because you are a county exposed to elements, you could have the potential people not paying on time. And as you and I know, bond payments, like mortgage payments, they come, in our particular case, every 6 months. So you got to have the money, right? And so what we try to do there is provide a little cushion. And what's happened there is you built up a pretty nice cushion. So now you're using it for you could say, financial modeling purposes in a very smart way, I think, or efficient way.
So it's kind of it's a reserve fund for emergencies, basically if debt service can't be paid for some urgent matter.
That is correct, sir.
And normally you say you would keep 10% in that reserve fund, but we've got, it looks like 40%, or I'm doing my math real quick. That may not be right, but you've got way more than 10% in that reserve fund.
That's right. In fact, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on the third column from left to right at the very top, there's a little number, 98% assumed collection rate. So you're collecting at about 98%. I think, we've always been not less than 95.5%, 96% over the last 10 years as far as total collections. But when we've had acts of God out there, that collection can be exposed to maybe levels of 88% or 91%. And our biggest payments on debt come on February 15th of every year. So as you know, we send out tax notices on or about October. Some people choose to make payments in November, December, or January. Well, that's about the time that people have already been exposed to the elements, right? Because normally hurricanes come in August, September, thereabouts. So people start using their reserves to make other kinds of expenses, and sometimes property taxes can be something that they will deal with right at the turn of the year. Well, it's just in the meantime we have a payment coming up, right? So we want to make sure we have a pretty strong fund balance there. And I don't think just because I'm showing you these numbers right now here, by the time we're done with this financing, if you so choose to go forward, I don't think the impact is going to be that significant in the fund balance. But be it as it may, I know in a bigger picture, which you've always cared about, is how can we keep the tax rate constant?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We'll go to the next page. So basically, after I was making to reference to page 1, I think the little bonds that were inside that orange line. These are the loans that are being contemplated here, and that is if you look at the second column, the second column from left to right, all of these loans where it says existing coupon. Coupon is just an expression of interest rates in the municipal bond business. Back in the old days, when bonds were sold, they had a little coupon attached to the corpus of the bond, and you will clip the coupon, take it to your bank, and you get paid your interest payment. So all that coupon means is existing interest rate. So we got bonds, the Series 2015s that carry bonds at 5%, 4%, 5%. And then the 16s pretty much have all 5%. So we're going to replace those 5% coupons with interest rates on the second column from right to left of 283, 292, 3%, 3.25%. So for some of you who are in the banking business will understand that the difference is what gives you that benefit. The difference in interest rates is what gives you the benefit. One of the things here, though, is that we are required by the IRS, because of the nature of the original structure of the loans, and when we're allowed to pay off those bonds, to wait to close those loans until about November 15. So we're going to get, if you were to sell, let's say, new money, you want to make improvements to buildings, we will sell those bonds in August, September, and get you the money immediately thereafter in September. To do this refinancings, we would have to close the deals a little later than that. So till November, in order to be within IRS regulations. So that pretty much concludes. I think I don't know if the next page talks about a little timetable there, a schedule of events. Yeah. So today is July the 9th. We're giving you, there's no action required here. It's just for you all to digest what we've been giving you. And hopefully Friday we'll come back to you so that you can adopt a resolution to publish notice of intent to issue certificates of obligation. We will do those notices on the 20th and 27th, and then we will sell the bonds on or about September the 9th. And yeah.
Hey, Noe, can you hear me?
Yes, Commissioner, how are you? Good morning, sir.
I'm doing fine. Hey, what you said the first time you, on that square, orange square,
Yes, sir.
and you had maybe four accounts, three accounts, and one is not in the orange. So those are the ones that we're gonna refinance,
Mhm.
gonna give us, you said, probably anywhere from $2 to $3 million in addition.
About if you go over to the page that is there on the screen, you'll see the orange column. At the bottom of the column, you're going to see $1.4 million. Those are the savings, the aggregated savings, the total savings that this refinancing could do today, we think. And we say that we think because by the time we get to do this financing, it'll be September, right? And we're right now in July. We have seen swings of interest rates going up or going down of as much as 25 to 40 basis points here in the last year or two, for that matter. So I'm just hoping, keeping our fingers crossed, that rates will be in the neighborhood, right? So if the deal were to be done today, you get about $1.4 million, except that those $1.4 million is over the next 12 years, between 26 and 30 and 36, right? So I guess 11, 12 years. And when you do, what is the $1.4 million value in today's dollars? We're about $1.1 million. So for 25 million bucks of that you will refund, you get about $1 million of lesser payments. If you were to not do the refunding, then the investor, literally the people that bought your bonds, that loaned you the money originally, are getting $1 million more in interest income than you needed to be paying them, because today's markets are lower.
Well, it'll be to our interest to refinance, but what you're saying also is right now, whatever 2015s we have, even the ones that are can we do, even the ones that are being, well, the ones that have been assigned are already assigned, right?
Yeah.
But the ones that haven't been, you're saying the best, don't touch those, just refinance those. And we have till November the 15th, right?
That's right. If you go over to page 2, whoever's manipulating this screen, right there. The next page, yeah, great. So, so those are your loans. You got loans 2015 twice from the bottom up. You got about 9,445,000 outstanding. 9,445,000 can be called in 25, but now we're not. Again, I say this, and you've paid some bonds this year of the 9,445,000. So the amount there is going to be less. The same thing for the next series, 7,270,000, and then the $13 million for the 2026s or the 2016s. I'm sorry. Any other bond, anything over the 16s, the 17s, 18s, 19s that you see there, they have call features. The call feature is the last column on the quadrant on the left, and it's like if you go to the very top, there's a call date 2/15/28 on the 22 bonds. And then in 31, you got about $31 million that you can call. What that is basically your right as a borrower to pay off those bonds in advance. But you can only pay those bonds in advance. You cannot pay all 41 unless you're willing to pay penalties on it. You're only allowed to pay without penalty 31,830,000. Except that since we've sold these bonds, there's been some federal law changes that restrict us or restrict us as to when we can pay off those bonds. So today, the most efficient bonds that we can refinance or pay off, give us savings, everything remaining the same, are the bonds in 15s and 16s.
So my next question would be, if we refinance those loans of 2015,
Mhm.
can you tell us what we're looking at 2016? Before we start using a lot of 2016? To be able to do, are we gonna have to can we refinance some of those also?
Yeah, we're doing the 16s too. So we're going to
Okay.
be doing the 15s and the 16s. There are three bond issues that we're going to refinance. And by the way, none of those bond issues that we're refinancing are we extending maturities. We're not going out. We only got about 11 or 12 years left, combine all those three loans.
Right,
We're not going out 20 years. We're
right.
staying within the same lane,
I'm glad of
which,
that one.
which is what this court has always been very
Well,
picky and particular about.
I always knew there was some money somewhere, just where.
Well, yeah, there's some of it there, but don't you think that you can go spend that $1 million in
No,
savings
no,
into other things?
I know, hey, I know that. I know where we've been, I know where we've been.
Okay.
But anyway, thanks a lot for the explanation. I think it's great. I think hopefully it's just a recommendation. I think that, we should look at the savings and so we can spend, whatever we need,
Well,
smart. So,
yeah, I've been working very closely with the judge on this, at least 2 or 3 months, if not more, and I can't thank also Miss Constance Sanchez. I haven't seen her in a while. It's good to have her there. She's very familiar with this process, and Teresa. So it's been a lot of labor of love here, a lot of work.
appreciate your work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions, Commissioner? There being none, thank you very much. I know you are traveling today, and thank you for being here. So, we will move on. Unfortunately, we only have 3 members up here, and one needs to step out for a second, so we'll have to take a short recess. We'll be right back. Let's say 5-10 minutes max. Okay, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Noe.
Bye-bye.
Will knock out a lot.
Okay. Just FYI, Connie, we're back. Okay, we are back. Thank you for that. I see our law enforcement folks here and I know they need to get back over to the jail. So I'm gonna bring up item B1. I assume that's what y'all are here for. Discuss and consider authorizing and approving amendment number 2 to the agreement with Wexford Health Sources for medical services for the Nueces County Jail facilities and related matters. This has, it's for legislative action and, I believe everyone, the sheriff's office, hospital district, everyone is aware of this and fine with this. So I would make the motion to pass.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
Just confirmation that the sheriff's office, I believe you completely 100%, but just, they're good with this. This has
Yes.
been working
Yeah.
well, going well. Awesome. Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
And I know you are here from, do y'all have anything you want to speak about or anything on this or anything from down there? You're doing an excellent job. Thank you as always, but we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you for being here. Yes. So we will try to get back on our regular schedule now. I think we may be ready. On item G1 for our board appointments, the Nueces County Child Welfare Board. We received 3 new applicants. The board needs a minimum of 2 more members, but can have up to 15 members. So,
Judge, I just had questions on this. I saw some, not that it's terrible, but there were some related
yes.
folks.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, I mean,
We checked on that and there's no stipulation that says that they can't be, but I had the same concern. There's already 1 member. If we do these 3 members, there would make 2 husband and wife teams on there. We checked with Jenny's office and they said that was doable with what they handle in there.
So by our policy or any statute, it doesn't, and it's advisory, so
Yes.
it's just not.
Yes.
It's advisory, they're not paid.
I would definitely, I mean, I know Bridget O'Reilly and she's great.
I know
I would
Yeah.
definitely
She's
nominate
great.
her and I don't, we only have 2 slots to pick from or all 3?
No, all 3,
Do all
and
3.
we can have up to 15
Oh, well, then
members,
fine.
so we can appoint all 3 applicants, yes,
So moved.
yes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Commissioner Gonzalez, I'm sorry, don't let me forget you if you want to speak. I don't really see you on here, so thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Then moving on to our consent agenda. Are there any items in the consent agenda that need to be pulled for further discussion? I would like to pull item H. And then I would like to make a motion to table item E until the next meeting because there are some corrections that need to be made.
So moved
We
on
have a
table.
motion
Second.
and a second to table item E.
And I'll pull J, just,
Let's vote on E first, yes.
sorry,
To
E,
pull
yes.
it to the next one. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Just the 3 of us, since we can't see Commissioner Gonzalez, I assume he might have stepped away. He is at home. Then you want to pull item J also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I would accept a motion to pass the consent agenda excluding item H and J.
Move.
Second.
Second or
Yes.
second, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That was a
whatever.
motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll
you
second,
second it.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I don't know how I said that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item H is, there's 2, the top 2 are fine. That I just needed to stipulate on the last 2 items from the donations accepted to the Constable Precinct for the 1,100 and the 1,750 from the Padre Island Business Association. These are donations that are going to specific things to purchase vests and inserts for their vest. I was told we needed to pull that out to make sure that these items went specifically to a special account for that. Okay,
So you're pulling the 1750 and which one, Judge?
so 1,100, the last two
Okay.
items on there were donations specific to precinct 4 that they were at an event or something and heard they were short, needed these vests, and these entities donated specifically for them to purchase these vests. So I'll make the motion to pass item H in its whole with those instructions on the last two.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Then going on to item J. I think you pulled that one, Commissioner Modis.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Mhm.
So this is a deductive change order. Right? Who's going to answer this? Do we have anybody here to
Yeah, me.
cover this?
Yes,
Yeah. What
it is.
do you want to know? Yeah, what happened? This was, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, if you could clarify.
Yeah, what happened was we discussed this in court. This was what got us under budget because if you remember, this came in over budget. We went back and looked and noticed that we just happened to forget to vote on it. So we're coming back and ratifying it because it was done prior to the contract even being signed, but Peyton or somebody caught that we technically didn't vote on it, or the judge or somebody.
Or the clerk, probably.
Pardon me?
Or the clerk, someone.
Somebody, yeah, somebody caught that we didn't vote on it, even though we discussed it in court. So we just put it back on to ratify because it's done. It was done months ago.
So this is change order 1, because I see later on we have change order 2. So to clarify
Right.
for
That's
us and
correct.
anyone watching to help better understand. All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
That's correct. This is what got us under our budget so we could proceed with the contract.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for item J. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you very much. We are moving on to the regular agenda, item number 3. Discuss and consider authorizing an extension through September 30th, 2025. Oh, are we ready for this one, Peyton? I think she was contacting them.
Which one, Jen?
Item 3 for consultants, Joel Romo and Patricia Shipton for the special session.
Judge, I would just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have them here. I mean,
well,
Well, the item listed that we were going to keep them at the same. I just wanted to make sure, but I would make it our motion contingent. Yeah, they're good. Oh, sorry.
I think, Judge, what we've done in the past was kind of on an as-need basis. If they are needed if the special session gets called, then we would hire them for the special session if needed. And
I think it
allow you some
needed.
flexibility on that.
I
we-
wanted to check with them and I failed to do so yesterday, so I had Peyton check with them on the special session. They are willing to work with the county any way that they can. They always have been. They've been very good about working with us, but they believe this session is going to be a very busy special session, and they would respectfully ask that we would consider just keeping them for the session at the same amount, and depending on what's called later or whatever, we could change, but I'm inclined to.
I'm ready to
believe-
jump into it, Judge, but, I know Commissioner Chesney's had
Yeah.
concerns in the past, Commissioner
I
Gonzalez.
didn't know what the same
in the
amount
last
was.
session as well, trying to limit how much you're getting paid, and we're right, they've been very flexible. I agree. I think it's going to be a very active special session, especially with the new flooding
Yes,
initiatives
and
or
issues,
legislations that will be
yes.
brought up. So I prefer to wait for Commissioner Gonzalez as he gets back on, just so he has a chance to voice his opinion. I am in favor of just proceeding, but I wouldn't want us to get stuck on not having everybody's voice concerned unless, if Commissioner Chesney says he's good, then I guess.
I'm not
We're
good
mad
for
at
going to
Gonzalez,
September. This goes all the way to
Let's just
September.
go,
Well-
then I'm good for keeping it this way, and just if we could put in the writing for any additional special sessions called by the governor.
Wait, so I'm not good paying them 5,000 a month. That's what we paid them during the session for a full session.
Yeah.
I'm good for what we did last time was going down to 2,500 a month each. To pay them 5,000 a month first of all, we paid them for June and they didn't do anything. So they've already gotten a free month because Sine Die was the 1st of June, but there was nothing going on after the end of May. So they've already gotten a free month for June. So they've already gotten full 5,000 for June, which, okay, it's in the contract. Maybe that needs to be looked at
We
next
haven't
month.
gotten anything out of them? I mean, that's a
June?
pretty bold statement to say. I mean, I'm sure they've done work. I mean, there's work that's being done just to
But what?
prepare for the start of special session. No, I mean,
This is-
I guess
no, but
it'd be
this
good
is
to have them
July.
here, but
Right. I don't,
they're pretty active. It's not like they don't keep in touch with the judge or.
And we.
right, but we
have
haven't asked them to do stuff to
a-
prepare. Like, in other words, if
other
they've done
people
stuff, we didn't ask them to do
People
anything.
don't get as well.
Right.
My
Yes.
point is, if we're gonna hire them for a special session, there's no way a special session is as busy as a regular session. If we're gonna pay them 2,500 a month each for a special session, that's fine and fair, and that's what we've done. But to pay them 5,000 a month through September when we don't even know if there's gonna, that's,
We're not saying through September.
the
We're-
contract said.
Yes,
Well, how about through the end, whenever the end of the special session is, we can word that better.
it's 30 days for this
So it's 30
special
days, right.
session called by the governor.
Right,
This
that-
one, let's just do a 1 month for this special session. then.
Right, but I
Could you
at
agree?
2,500 each.
Yeah, they're saying it's gonna be busy and they work, and I think they give us a great break and they
It's
do
pretty
a
robust.
great job. for
Yeah, I
us.
agree. Let's wait for Commissioner Gonzalez and Commissioner Pusley. So let's, to be fair, because this could be 2-2 today, because I feel like Commissioner Gonzalez and I have been on the same
It could
page.
be 2-1 right now, to be honest with you.
Well, if you want to out, go ahead. No,
I mean, come on. I mean,
no,
it's-
that's
it's
fine. I
not
can
fair
live with,
for
I
us
can
to
live with,
start
Live
doing
with-
this. I mean,
I can live
With
with.
the
why don't we try to
vote.
work with them first and then have them come back? This is gonna be a long meeting. We can get some feedback maybe before the end of the
If
meeting.
you want
and
to
see
vote
if
now,
we
I can live with losing. I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm
Okay.
just-
I'll make the
I-
motion
yeah.
now. I'll make the motion to continue for the special session.
For what is the motion
The
specific?
motion is specific to continue at their regular rate for this
For how much?
special session called by the governor that is for 30 days.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
No,
2 ayes, 1 no. The motion passes.
but special session only for the
Only 30
clarification.
days for this one. Yes, okay. Moving on to item 4, discuss and consider authorizing an approval of amendments number 3 to the agreement with Tetra Tech for the disaster debris monitoring services. This is CPI increase. It is a standby contract. It only gets charged if we use these services. And this is something during emergency that FEMA does reimburse us for. So I would make the motion to pass.
Second, and I just have a quick question.
Sure.
I don't know if it's our finance team or procurement team or who, or auditor maybe. Is this the going trend, or is this only specific trends that we see CPI introduced into the contracts? Is that kind of what to be expected, or Michael or Constance or whoever?
Yes.
I believe the county's had CPI indexes since before I joined the county in two
So we've had
thousand
that
eight.
on other contracts? Is
Yeah, we have this
one
on
I
quite a
really-
few contracts,
You
actually.
do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one, I guess I've really been paying attention to. I had a cup of coffee, so maybe that's why I was awake. Okay. so we-
And
but that's the growing trend. I mean, that's a typical trend for certain services then, because we
correct.
don't do that for everything.
Right,
I
it's
guess
for,
that's my
it's
point.
for the service industry, just like when we
Okay.
have the courthouse food that we charge them rent.
Right.
We
Yes.
increase their rent by that
By
CPI index
CPI.
as well, so we benefit from it
Okay,
at times as well.
that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Good clarification. Thank you. Motion to approve.
We already had a motion. You
sorry.
were the second.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Item number 5, discuss and consider approval of change order number 2 for the ARPA funded Oil Belt Park improvements in the amount of $39,517. And Edward, do you want to speak about that, or is there any questions? I would like the motion to pass. It is from the funds in there already, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that was
we have
gonna be my
existing
question.
funds.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
sorry.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Item number 6, discuss and consider the approval of a no-cost change order number 2 to the agreement with ICE Engineering for construction of the Amistad Veterans Memorial Park improvements. This is just a 50-day time extension. This is precinct 2.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor, or any other questions? Sorry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes with the three of us. Item, Commissioner Gonzalez, I'm not sure if you went away, but if you're not showing up on your screen, so item number 7, discuss and consider the award and execution of an agreement with RXDX LLC for the construction of Precinct 1 Driscoll Community Center ARPA project in the amount of $398,219 and related matters. The county attorney has approved, and this is an ARPA funded project. This is within Commissioner Pusley's deal. I'd make the motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
County attorney has approved the contract,
Yes,
correct?
yes. Mhm. And it says on your back up there too. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. On item number 8, receive an update on the Ortiz Park ARPA renovation project. Okay, we're gonna hold off on that one and bring it back later. Let me, then moving on to item number 10, discuss and consider approving and accepting the minutes from the May 21st, June 11th, and June 16th meetings. And if you'll notice, these are on our regular agenda after attending a TAC conference. I was told they need to be on the regular agenda, and we need to look at these more closely because another county had some problems with approving minutes that we just kind of get used to approving. So office has gone through and watched the video. I would make the motion to approve with these changes. On the minutes for the 21st, 2025, change the minutes to reflect that Commissioner Jag abstained from voting on agenda item H for the road district meeting rather than Commissioner Pusley. And number 2, change the minutes to reflect that Commissioner Jag was the one who did the motion for agenda item 388 rather than Commissioner Pusley. And then for the June 11th meeting, change the minutes to reflect one single motion rather than 2 separate motions for agenda item J. And other than that, I make the motion to pass with those changes, all 3 dates and minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Item number 11, discuss and consider upcoming Commissioners Court meeting dates, worksheets, and related matters. If there are no changes or no concerns,
No, ma'am.
move on. Item B2, the Sheriff's Department, discuss and consider approving modifications to interlocal agreements with the U.S. Marshals Service for the Coastal Bend Detention Center and related matters. This is modification 18 and modification 19. They need my signatures. If you all remember, this is the federal building out there that we do their processing. The finance payments go through us. We get reimbursed for our cost in that. So I would make the motion to pass for my signature. Second, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item C1, coastal parks, discuss and consider the approval of no dune protection permit required for proposed maintenance and repairs of approximately 4,200 linear feet of existing stepped concrete seawall on the Windward Drive of North Padre Island. This is maintenance and repairs for existing seawall. There is no impact, and I believe they are in agreement with this. Everyone is fine. Unless you have something different, Commissioner Tesney.
I'm good. You need to say anything, Jay, or no?
No. Go ahead. In the
Gotta go.
microphone, I'm sorry, Jay.
Jay Gardner, representing the city of Corpus Christi. I'm basically just here for any questions. If you guys wanted to know about phasing or where we are with working with the seawall owners or anything that was going on with that.
So
Nope.
no issues?
No
then?
issues.
No issues. We've been working closely with seawall owners, and we've got a pretty good phasing plan to keep out of the condos way, during the on season and stuff like that. So funding's moving forward and it's doing good.
That was my next question as far as season, so
Yes.
you're planning around that. Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for your time, Judge and
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Motion passed, Judge.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Item number 2, discuss and consider approval of a no dune protection permit required for the proposed single-family residence at 109 Mustang Island Drive. There is no permit that is needed. It is good to go as per my notes, unless there is someone here that in the backup on this, you can find it on your,
Judge, I'd make a motion to approve the no dune permit required for proposed single-family resident 109 Mustang Island Estates Drive.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Item number 3, discuss and consider authorizing and approving execution of job order authorization number 18 in the amount of $847,762.72 under the job order contracting agreement with LMC Corporation for the McGee Phase 2 Boardwalk Restoration Project. This is funded with GOMESA funds.
I'm online if you need me.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see you, Scott. Any questions, anything? I make the
I also
motion.
sent Peyton a diagram of this. I presented the boardwalk layout when y'all approved the pond project, but I also sent it to her again today, just in case y'all need another one.
Okay,
I made the motion to approve.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Item D1, Public Works. Discuss and consider authorizing and approving execution of a lease agreement quote with Enterprise Fleet Management for 2025 Ford F-350 for the Public Works Department and related matters. And one, my notes and in the backup, and I know we met with you guys, it was an exchange of a vehicle that, the old rate and the new rate, is that going to increase the budget on that? Is that?
I think, Judge, based on what we read is that it's coming out of the lease agreement, 1200.
Enterprise?
Yes, ma'am.
That's
So we're
the
good.
fleet.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and it was, because there was too much maintenance on the vehicle that was gonna cost too much, we needed to change it out. It was getting to where the repairs are too costly.
That's correct.
Yes, okay.
I wanted just to ask a general question and maybe for Michael on this, maybe not so much Juan. Just in general, maybe could we get an update on how this enterprise fleet management is working? Right, that was kind of a new concept we took on a few years back.
Yes, sir.
And I know that from time to time I've gotten calls from department heads or elected officials, and they've had issues with trying to exchange, or there's been damage to vehicles and it's not maybe covered. I mean, there's been a whole slew of issues that it seems like, and I know no contract's ever really truly perfect, but maybe if we can have a discussion in the future. I don't know if we're up. I don't know when we have to review this contract again with Enterprise, but just to learn more about it. I mean, I think the concept is good. I've always supported it.
Right.
But those hiccups kind of give me concern when we do fall into these kind of gray areas as far as whose responsibility it is, or when are they renewed and they don't get covered necessarily. So.
Right. I do want to say on this particular matter, Enterprise was very responsive. In
Good.
fact, they were the ones that identified this as a possible solution. Instead of paying for that costly repair that we had on the wire harness on this vehicle, when the vehicles are taken in for service and an estimate is given, that gets called up to Enterprise to review and make sure that that's an appropriate repair. And it raised a red flag this time that it was costly, and we've had the lease for some time. And it was just an appropriate time to switch out these units. And yes, I'll be glad to speak with Enterprise folks and see if they could come by and visit with the court on a regular basis and give y'all kind of just a performance overview of the whole process, how we're doing. It was originally set to be like a 5-year program where we were going to get the fleet turned over, but with COVID and the industry shortfalls in terms of manufacturing time, we hadn't been exactly on that schedule, but we're getting back to that schedule. So yes, that's appropriate.
Yeah, my thinking is like law enforcement, they are the ones that are going to probably put the most wear and tear on their
Yeah, we had a
vehicles.
similar replacement out in Bishop in Precinct 3. They had a vehicle that was causing them some problems as well. So Yes, this occurs from time to time.
We had one, I think, in precinct 5, 1 or 2 vehicles, I think in precinct 5 constable for a while there too. So.
Right.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
So and before you leave, since the increase, it went from the old rate at 641 to 960, that is already in that budget still, you're covered, or is that going?
It's a increase for this fiscal year of $960.75. I believe that's it's well within the allotted budget for this year.
Mhm.
And then they'll be including that in the go forward lease payments for the overall county that gets done when y'all approve the budget.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to point out, because while, okay, it's their suggestion and the costs are going to be more, we just want to make sure that we do our due diligence, that this is also increasing the budget for vehicles as well. And it can't be just them wanting us to increase our cost as well.
And in addition, when the vehicle is sold back,
Yes.
the old vehicle gets sold back, that value gets returned into the program.
Yes.
And so that's where we see some cost savings as well.
Where it balances out a little
Yes,
better.
yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to explain that part, just to help with that. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Did we have a motion on that already? No.
Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Moving on, we have a few more. Item number 2, discuss and consider approval of change order number 2 for the infrastructure construction for emergency generators for the courthouse, main jail, and McKenzie Annex, Part 1 and Part 2. Go ahead, Mr.
Yes, Judge, Commissioners, we're recommending change order number 2. After this is completing the project, and there'll be a cost, I'm going to say a cost savings, but it's about $380-something thousand that will be.
$381,536.83.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. So we're recommending approval, Judge and Commissioners.
So moved.
Yes, I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. Item number 3, discuss and consider approval of change order number 2 for the Nueces County Courthouse and Jail wastewater line replacement for an increase of $21,217.30 from contingency on that contract. And that's because they broke out the wall and they're finding things that are
That's correct, Judge. There's some.
severe throughout the courthouse.
So
So.
Yes, ma'am.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you very
All right.
much.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
Item E1, discuss and consider approving budget amendment number 11 for fiscal year 2024 and all related. It's 10:15. Yes. Okay. Item E1.
So all these items are just normal upkeep and moving budget between accounts.
This is for last year, 2024, 2025. Is this through the end of the year? This is
This is for
this year.
This year.
Oh, yes. Sorry, couldn't get to the page. Any questions, anyone, any discussion? These are just transfers that we have made.
So moved, Judge.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. E2, discuss and consider approving budget, project budget amendment number 014 and all related matters.
So again, these are all just normal moves that have been approved by commissioners. But I did want to point out that we did improve the report look so that you can actually see the available funds left within each project. So if
And
you look, there's a summary report that'll now show you that.
this one is in reference to the Calderon Health and Wellness Building, and those were approved transfers within the commissioner's money. County Road easement cleaning to, this is, make the motion to pass.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Item 3, discuss and review the monthly financial reports for fiscal year 24-25 ending April 30th, 2025 and May 31st, 2025. I believe there were some corrections that needed to be made for an 1190 for the county clerk. I believe they have made those and you are good with those.
I haven't reviewed them
We,
because
we made them, so what had happened was we had two journal entries that did double. So, when we do salary from 1190 to 3025, it's a manual journal entry and it got posted twice. We've unposted that and we've redone the reimbursement. We're working on getting it all cleaned up. By the next one, it will show up clean.
Okay, so the county clerk hasn't approved, but you haven't gone and shown her those. I was told that had been cleared and y'all had talked.
So I just talked with Lorenzo about it.
Okay,
Can we
We
approve them
would-
subject to their review of those journal entries?
she asked for them to be tabled until they're corrected. If she has not seen them and reviewed them, then.
Which one, be it both April and May?
Mhm.
Yeah, so the journal entries took place in April.
We
And
would
just-
come back and vote on those.
I mean, again, a lot of times we do these contingent upon contracts and everything else. I mean, obviously, why can't we just approve them contingent upon the county clerk being satisfied with the final result?
And it'll be updated next month. So again, I just want to remind everybody, these are unaudited. So there's going to be corrections and we're going to improve the process by sending this out to the departments beforehand so that they can give input before you even do this, because we don't always know the business that is happening behind the
I mean,
scenes.
I understand. I mean, it's explainable. I mean, and it needs to be corrected. So can we just do them, and if county clerk doesn't like it, she can bring it back and we'll deal with it again. I mean, we don't want to pass something that's not accurate, but do that with contingent approval all the time, but whatever. However you want to do it.
Want to make a motion? I'll second.
Well, okay, motion to approve approve the rest of this, subject to the corrections being approved by the county clerk.
Second.
The corrections approved by the county clerk related to her department. Let me be
Well,
specific.
April 30th is fine. It's the May 31st that shows like,
The double.
yeah.
Okay, so then let me make a motion to pass April 30th report, period.
Period. Second, that motion, are you still with him on that?
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
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 And then I would make
Any
a motion.
opposed? The motion passes. Sorry. Now, the May 31st.
Sorry, didn't mean to
Go
interrupt you.
ahead.
Make a motion to approve the May 31st report, subject to the county clerk making the corrections related to her department.
Second.
So, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, do y'all have any other comments from your office? If you could both let my office know when that's clear, okay? So we'll bring it back. If not, we'll bring it back to the next meeting. So as long as y'all both have clearance, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So would this be contingent or
Yeah.
did you want to table the?
Contingent
Okay.
upon y'all, the county clerk signing off on the corrections being made on your department
Okay.
entries.
We have a motion and a second to bring back the May 30, or to pass the May 31st contingent upon the county clerk's office agreeing and making sure the corrections have been made. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? The motion passes. Item F1, Human Resources. Discuss and consider the airport manager job description and post job for applications and all related matters. I know he was in here just a second ago, but you have all had the airport here. I believe that Commissioner Husley had suggested that the pay scale might not be correct to get someone. There was one change on the job description that added some pilot experience if you're going to be managing an airport. Have any idea of that? So that was the only change in the job description. They asked about increasing the pay scale. I said that would be a budget time to do that. I think they'd like to post it right now, go out keep it open for a while and see how that goes at the amount it is.
And Commissioner Monas, you and Commissioner Bussey have spent more time on this.
Yes,
Are
yes,
you-
sir.
are you okay
We
with all
attended the last airport advisory board meeting about 2-3 weeks ago. And so that was one of the main discussions. And I'll just let the public know we have a very vibrant and supportive airport advisory group. And it was a full room. And I hadn't seen that
Good.
ever since I
Good to
was
hear.
on Commissioner Court. So they're all in agreement. The issue did come up as far as the pay, but we know that's going to have to be worked through the budget process. But for now, it's got to be posted at what it has.
Hello,
Here's
Mr. Landers
Mr.
just
Landers.
came
But
in.
Mr. Landers, we appreciate, was there at the entire meeting, as well as the judge's office was represented by Ms. Fleming. So got full support there of the court. And yeah, I agree. We need to proceed and get this posted, and we'll work on any adjustments later on.
Did you have anything you wanted to add on the airport? Still, or then we're okay to go forward with posting our standard everywhere posting for 2 weeks? Is there a time frame, anybody?
We go a little longer?
30 days?
I mean, just because of.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
30 days would be good. Yes.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
it's up to y'all. I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
throwing it out.
that's a good, because we're talking about, we may potentially have to just see what we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have someone in there temporarily helping out from Inland Parks. We also want to thank them for that, for their participation in that.
We're gonna do some advertising and things of that nature to make sure we get we
Yes.
need to add that to these jobs.
I
I mean.
Thought we have kind of made all of our job postings the
Making sure.
same now. We want to make sure that we go out everywhere and get the best possible options that.
Mr. Lander's first test to see how well he posts our jobs. And great confidence that he will do that. And I'm sure there's specialized boards to do that, that look just for airport managers, but.
I'll make the motion to pass.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. It is 10:24 and Commissioner is going to have to leave. I would like to go ahead and break for executive now so I can read all of that off, and then we will have executive. It's going to be a little bit lengthy for anyone who is watching because the commissioner has to leave for an hour and a half or so, an hour. So it's going to be a while before we come back, but we'll do executive before we come back in. And today, because we have 3, when anyone leaves, we have to stop. We have to go into recess. So just anyone who's paying attention. Executive session, public notice is given that the Commissioners Court may elect to go. Is there anything else before I go into this we might want to bring into executive? I think we were talking about 2 and 3 on the medical examiner's office, potentially having a question for executive for our county attorney for that.
I don't, but if someone does, that's fine. Whatever you want to do, Judge. You in charge.
I would say item number 3 to potentially, I'm just going to add it just for safety net to make sure before we come back. That is E3.
And do you want
Okay.
to just, are we? waiting to
551.071.
accept number 2? Are we waiting to accept? We need to do that one because do we want?
We can go ahead and do that one real quick, but he's got to leave right here in about 5 minutes.
No.
Okay.
If you want to.
Item number 2, then let's go ahead and do that. Discuss and consider accepting the letter of resignation from Rajesh Cannon, MD, we're right now going to accept his resignation and decide at a future date how we're going to appoint or post for the position or something. I don't think we're ready to post for this position yet.
Judge, I'd make a motion to sadly accept the resignation of Dr. Cannon and give him our gratitude for everything he's done to stabilize that medical examiner's office, or at least mine.
Absolutely. And his last day in the letter is July 17th. He has done an excellent job for us here at the medical examiner's office. Also like the public to know that we do have an assistant medical examiner. There will not be any interruption of services. We're going to make sure everything flows smoothly and everything. So I will second your motion, and Commissioner Chesney, is there any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Now I will go into.
For that one, no posting for position.
No, not right now. We'll have to bring that back to decide. The next item is executive session. Public notice is given that Commissioners Court may elect to go into executive session anytime during the meeting to discuss matters listed anywhere on the agenda when authorized by the provisions of the Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, to the extent there has been a past practice of distinguishing items for public deliberation and those for executive session, the public is advised that the court is departing from that practice and reserves the right to discuss any listed agenda item in executive session when authorized by law to do so. In the event the Commissioners Court elects to go into executive session regarding an agenda item, the section or sections of the Open Meetings Act authorizing the executive session will be publicly announced by the presiding officer in accordance with the authority of Government Code, Vernon, Texas Code, Section 551.071, 551.072, 551.073, 551.074, 551.0745, 551.076, 551.086, 551.087, the Commissioners Court will hold an executive session to consult with attorneys, including matters related to litigation, deliberate regarding real property, prospective gifts, personnel matters, including termination, county advisory bodies, security devices, and/or economic development negotiations and other matters that may be discussed in an executive session. Upon completion of the executive session, the Commissioners Court may, in an open session, take such action as appropriate on items discussed in an executive session. Item A today is consult with the county attorney regarding the proposed change order number 2 and contract with Callan Marine for the Bob Hall Pier project and all related matters. Take action in open session if necessary. Texas Government Code 551.071. Item B, consult with the county attorney regarding legal matters related to the June 20th, 2025 claim of Maximilio Garcia and related matters. Texas Government Code 551.071. Item C, consult with the county attorney regarding legal matters related to the June 17th, 2025 claim of Sagebrush Holdings LLC and related matters. Texas Government Code 551.071. Item D, consult with the county attorney on the sale of Nueces County properties and all related matters. Texas Government Code 551.072. And then item 3, is this a legal matter? I think we'll just have to come back to 3. I don't think that really needs to go in. I think our question was on the other and we're not moving forward with posting. So yeah, never mind. We'll come back to that.
I did have questions on that I did want to ask Jenny something on that.
So
legal.
we'll add it in
Yes,
anyway.
if you don't mind.
This,
Yes, please.
Discuss and consider job description revisions for the medical examiner and director of operations positions in the medical examiner's department and all related matters. That would be 551.071. Yes. And it is 10:30. We are recessing for executive and for Commissioner Modis to get back. So I anticipate it will be some time before we come back for those of you watching wanting to come back.
You know.
Thank you.
It's at the Veterans Cemetery. So.
You would